I'm doing today? I hope everyone is having a fantastic day or have had a fantastic day. I cannot for the life of me. Hey, here I am. Here I am. I'm right here. I thought I might turn it around just a little bit. I can stand up. How about that? And then you're not like seeing like from here up part of me. Anyway, tonight is the night that we start our stitch along called Whispers of the Heart, and it is going to be a fabric journal. That is what we are starting tonight, and I'm just moving some of this stuff around so I can get to my cutting tape, my cutting mat, because I'm not prepared. I'm never prepared. But I wanted to show you guys the whole entire process. So let me grab what is going to be my base fabric. I'll flip the camera around so you can see what's going on. And I'm going to cut my base fabric, what I'm actually going to be stitching on. And then I'm going to cut another piece of fabric that I'm going to use up under that. That would actually be the base fabric, I guess. So anyway, I'll have 2 layers of fabric, and then those 2 layers of fabric are going to be stitched to a page. But we're not going to worry about our pages right now, putting the pages together right now. All we're going to be worried about is creating our individual pages for our fabric book. That's all we're going to be worried about right now is the creativity process. And we are going to be listening to our heart and listening to those whispers that come to our heart as we embark on this journey of healing and self-discovery, and probably most likely self-fulfillment as well. And again, this is winter time. So I'm going to talk a little bit, okay? So we're in winter, and in winter is the time of going within and to look within your heart. And it is a time of restoration, and it is a time of rest, and it is a time of healing. So this is really a perfect time to start this fabric journal that's going to take us on this journey of our heart whispers. So I'm going to tune into that heart, and we're going to do this slow stitching, and we are going to be in the present, in the here and now. We're not going to worry about the things in the past, and we're not going to worry about the things in the future. We're going to worry about now, the present. So I'm really, really excited about doing this with you guys. So again, I'm never prepared. Any of you guys who personally know me, you know how I wing it. I wing everything. That's how I live my life. I wing it. So let me grab my fabric, flip the camera around, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to cut my pieces. And actually, I got one of them right over here. Hold on. I was playing with this the other night. I'm back. So I was playing with this the other night on our one of our other lives. So this is actually what I'm going to use. I just sent something flying in the floor. That's what I'm actually going to use as my base. And I'm just going to remove these pins out of here. Let me flip you around so you can actually see what I'm doing. There we go. Now you can see what I'm doing. Put them in the pin cushion. I'm just removing these fabrics because I was just playing with this the other night. So I've been thinking all day, what size... Okay, I just want to bring up my chat so I don't miss anybody if you leave a comment. So I'm just going to remove all this. So I've been thinking all day, what size do I want my journal to be? And hopefully you've been thinking about that too. And trust me, I was safe this morning while I was doing the video. I was safe. I think I'm going to have to raise you guys up just a little bit. So hopefully this is not going to make you kind of drunk and slide you back. Actually, I'm going to kind of angle you guys over here. So hopefully that doesn't make you like sick as a dog. I can't figure out how to zoom this thing out. It works different. Anyway, so I was thinking, like I said, on my drive to work this morning about how big I want my journal to be. Or my pages to be, I should say. I think I have decided on 4 by 6. I think that's what size I'm going to make my pages is 4 by 6. And I think I'm going to do them landscape instead of up and down ways. I want to do it landscape, and you'll see why here in just a few minutes. So let me grab You can absolutely use scissors. Absolutely. Don't think that you have to go out and buy a whole bunch of junk. This is one of those receiving baby blankets that I bought at the thrift store. I bought 3 for $1.99. So absolutely look at your clothing, look in your kids' clothing, look anywhere you want to look. I don't want you to have to feel like that you're going to have to go out and buy a whole bunch of stuff, because you absolutely don't, because you can use scissors. You can use whatever you want. So kind of decide, like I said, on how big you want your journal to be. I've decided I want mine 4x6. So let's see how I want to do. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to give myself a little room here, a little wiggle room. And this is the cutter that I use to cut paper. I'm surprised it cut. I am surprised. And then I'm just going to cut some of this out right here. I know you can't see me, I'm off camera, but I can't get it, I can't get this stupid thing to zoom out. So I'm just cutting, and then let's see here. Now I want to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I'm going to give myself a little leeway with this. I'm going to cut it probably an inch bigger than I need it. And then I can always trim it down. You can always trim it down. And then I'm just going to throw this over to the side, because I'm going to be using that later. And now let's turn this. This stuff right here is so easy to stitch through, like super, super easy to stitch through. And I want to turn it this way. Super, super easy to stitch through. And then okay, so I have it 5 this way, so I want to go 6 this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And like I said, I think I'm going to go just a little bit bigger. And that one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh yeah, that'll work out great. I get 2 pages on this. I just want to give myself a little extra room. Just a little extra room. So now I have 2 of these that can be trimmed down. There we go. And this has this where they seamed it along there. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. Okay, so now I have my base fabric cut. Now I need to cut me a piece of fabric that I'm actually going to paint and stitch on. And I am going to be doing some painting. So let me grab that fabric, which is right over here. Of course, never prepared. Never, 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 never. And if you're going to be painting on your fabric, you're going to want to wash it first. You want to wash your material first before you paint on it. And I don't need that anymore, because when material is manufactured, it's got all kinds of chemicals on it, and you need to get rid of those chemicals. This is a piece of, I have no idea what kind of fabric this is. And I bought it at a flea market. So I got a pretty good size of this, and I think this is the fabric that I'm going to use to actually stitch on. And I like it because it's white. It's a creamy, it's a neutral background. So I can lay paints down and whatever. So I like that. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's 5. And I'm going to just do, and I'm cutting kind of, going to put me a little mark in there. I know I said I was going to do 4x6. So I'm right at my 6 mark right there. And I like torn edges. So you just snip it and pull. And I'm just going to throw that over there. The only thing is it creates lots and lots of strings. It does. It creates lots and lots of strings. And by tearing your fabric, you're going to get a nice even edge by tearing your fabric. Is it necessary to tear your fabric? Absolutely not. You don't have to tear your fabric. I'm just going to even this edge up right here. There we go. Which it didn't tear right, but that's okay. It was probably me and not the fabric. There we go. So is everybody having a wonderful day today? Are all of y'all having a wonderful day? I'm going to check the comments. Y'all please drop a comment below if you have any questions. Has it already been 10 minutes? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm just making sure my measurements here. Well, let me measure it this way. So that is 6 that way. So I want to do 4 this way. This doesn't have to be perfect. We're not quilting. Doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm not perfect in my quilting either. And I'm going to go slightly past the 4 in case it tears a little wonky like it did just a few minutes ago. And I'm going to throw that back over there out of the way. So this is the piece that I'm actually going to be stitching on. And I'm going to put it, I'm going to lay it like this. Now remember, I cut this too big, and I did that on purpose. I want it to have just a little extra. And I love the frayed edges. I love frayed edges. And I don't have a frayed edge down here, but that's okay. All right. So now we're ready to get started, my friends. And I'm going to kind of reorient you, I think, because I am going to paint. I am going to paint. I'm going to put me some water down in there. Like that. And I have some watercolors that I have had for years and years and years. You can pick things up like this in the thrift store. I bought these when I was in college. I took a watercolor course in college. And I need to move this off of this. So that's how I ended up with watercolors. I like to paint. I do paint occasionally. Not very often. And you're going to need some paper towels, of course, as soon as I reach mine. I'm 5 foot nothing, and I always put stuff up high. Always. I'm going to turn on my iron. I got to plug it in first. I'm going to turn on my iron. Oh, goodness gracious. There we go. Okay. Because once I paint my fabric, I'm going to iron it to dry it so it dries pretty fast. And that way we can move on with our project. But I am so excited to start this project. Okay, guys. Hopefully I'm not going to make you drunk as a bicycle because I'm going to move you over. And then I'm going to slide my chair up here and hope that I don't bump you. So I'm not an expert with painting on fabric. I'm going to tell you that. I've done it before and I like it, but I'm not an expert at it. So when I'm thinking about the Whispers of My Heart, which is our fabric journal theme, so to speak, and we're doing January, the month of January. January is winter. And I think of winter, I think of blues. I do. I think of blues and whites and snow and, I think of those kinds of things. And I think that I want to do some blue paint in here. And I'm trying to decide if I want to use cobalt, Prussian, or ultramarine. May have to sprinkle some around on here and go maybe with some different colors. So let's see. So like I said, just listen to your heart. Oh, I can't get these open. I might have to call my husband in here. Let's see here. These are so old. Oh, I think I got it open. And that's way too much. It only takes a little bitty dab. Just, a little dab will do you. And then put the lid on, Crooked. That's me, Crooked Sally. That's me. Okay, so what I'm thinking, oh, that is the water side, is got stuff on there already, is I want to lay down some water. I kind of want to pre-wet my fabric. And if I was smart, I would have went and got a board or something to put up under here. But again, I don't pre-think things. And I think I just want to I do have a spray bottle right over there. And this is going to dry much lighter than what I'm putting on here. But I just want to add some blues in here. I want to add some blues. I think it might be better if I did spray it with a spray bottle. Just telling y'all. I'm thinking of, you know, snow on the ground, winter. And you can use acrylic paints. You don't have to just do watercolors. It's not necessary to do watercolors. Can y'all see okay? Just, this is what I had on my mind. This is what I was thinking I wanted to do. Is I want to add these, just some blues to all over. And if you hear the tippy tapping going along, that's Bella. Sorry, I get really quiet when I get into the creative expression here. And I try to remember that I'm recording a video and, you know, we're talking about, and I don't want it all going in. I can't put that much water down in there. And I can show y'all some of the other stuff that I do with paints and paper. Let me get the water bottle. Oh, gosh, sorry. I knew I was going to do that. Sorry about that. I told y'all I was going to do it. I knew I was. Yeah, look at there. Look at there. Look at there. So hopefully y'all are as excited as I am about embarking on this wonderful journey of what we need healing with. What our soul is whispering to us. I got a little thick right there. Of what that heart whispers. What does that heart whisper that it needs in the healing? You know? And then let me grab some paper towels because I made like a huge ass mess. Oh, sorry. I said a bad word. I said a dirty word. I'm just going to wipe my... But I thought I'd put a paper towel down before I put that over here. Now I have an iron right here next to me. So I am going to just going to roll off some paper towels and place this on top. Y'all want me to slide you around where you can see? Hey, Jody, how are you? I'm going to make you drunk. I'm going to take you over here and let you see what I'm doing. Sorry. So I just placed it on there, my little iron. I don't want to put the iron directly on the fabric. I'm so glad you made it, Jody. I'm so glad you made it. And will it pick up some of the ink or the paint? Yes. Yes, it will pick up some of the paint. And I'm not too worried about this little iron. This is my paper crafting iron. It's my craft iron. I do it for vinyl and all of that kind of stuff. Let's see if we have a little bit of dry. Oh, yeah, now I think I can iron it. But once you get it kind of dry, you can see, well, do I want to go add some more colors to that? And I'm going to move it over here. Y'all are really going to be tired of me bumping this camera. Y'all are going to get really tired of that. Okay. So I like the blue. It's not quite dry. It's still damp. So I like the blues. And I wish I had a gray in here, but I don't have a gray in here. I may end up adding, I wonder what is some, I know this is white fabric. Oh, I think this one's dried up. I don't think this one's any good. Yeah. No, that one's not any good. Can you see in there? No. That one's toast. So I don't know. I think this one's dried up too, folks. So some of these paints might not be any good. Okay, that one's toast as well. Let's see. Let's see here. Ooh, purples. How about some purples? If this one's good, we'll see. I don't think this one's any good either. Okay, all of my paints are toast in here. I had these, I mean, it's been years and years and years ago. Years. All right, so I'm just going to stick with the blue then, because I'm not going to leave y'all to go hunt down paint. All right, let's dry this some more. I'm not going to move you around anymore and get you drunk. So Jody, have you decided on the size that you're going to do your pages for your journal? Have you decided? I am doing mine 4x6, and I think that I am going to do them in landscape mode instead of this mode. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. I got this really wet, so it's going to take it a minute to dry. I'm not ironing it. Lean, mean ironing machine right here. There we go. Oh yeah, there we go. That's better. Let me move this out of the way now. Actually, I can toss it in the trash. Okay. See how much, I don't know if y'all can tell on camera, but it is a lot lighter than it was when I originally started out with it. And may go in and I may add some more colors in here as we progress, you know, through the next couple weeks. I'm just going to set some of this stuff out of the way. I'm going to put it in the floor so I can trip over it and knock it over and really make a mess, you know. Oh, I got paint all over my mat. Just going to do that. There we go. Yes, Amber. We're going to create our pages each month, and then in December, when we get to December, then we're actually going to put them together in a book. And I'm thinking I can show you a couple different ways to put them together in a book. But I think personally for me, I'm going to use like the ring method. I'm going to do rings. And I do have one right here. I'm going to use these things right here, and they come apart if you're smart enough to figure out how to get them apart. Yeah, like that. Just like that. And there'll be 3 down each side. I think that's how I'm going to put mine together, but I'm not sure. I create a little differently than most people, I guess, who do book binding. I do journal. I do journals. I make journals too. And I always create the pages. Sorry, guys, I keep running over the thing. Okay. So I create the pages and then I create the cover for the book. It's just, I'm backwards, I guess. I just do things like that. All right. Yes, it works out really good for me. That's just the way I do things. And I'm going to set you guys kind of off to the side. I'm going to be able to see your comments and hopefully y'all can see me, and maybe I won't run into the camera thing as much. Okay, so let's get started. So I had some wedding dresses. I think I told you guys that I had some wedding dresses that I was cutting up, and I repurpose everything. And this is part of the shell of the wedding dress. I cut some circles and made some yo-yos, and I know that I want to use some of these on this page. I know that I want to use some of those on this page, and I don't know if this one is like really, really too big, that I may need to go with the smaller ones like that. And it's easy. You just start with a circle, and then I do have this thing from Clover that you put your circle of fabric down in there, upside down, turn it wrong side, and then this goes over the top, and then you stitch through these little holes, and then you pull. I can show you how to do this if you want to know how to do it. I can show you how. They weren't that expensive. I got them on Amazon. So I know that I want to do those, and I absolutely love trees. Oh, okay. Thank you, Amber. It's not too bad. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying a different kind of layout. I don't mean to bump the thing and, and jiggle and all that kind of stuff. And there's cat hair on there. Imagine that. So I know that I want to put a tree in here. I love trees. So I'm gonna move this off to the side. And I walked out and forgot my heat erase pen. I know I did. I know I forgot it. It's out there. But we can use a pencil. I'm just gonna go lightly and y'all can see. Yeah, y'all can. And guess what? There's no lead in the pencil. There's no lead in the pencil. Leave it to Beaver here. There's no lead in the pencil. Let me see if I can holler at Jimmy Cook. Y'all hold your ears. Hey, Jimmy!
What?
Can you look out in my shop and hand me one of those heat pens? It's behind my computer.
I can't hear you.
Come here. How do y'all like it? How y'all like how my life around here works? How you like it? And you would think a crafter such as myself would have a pencil. No pencil. Oh, wait a minute.
What?
I do have this. Wait a minute. I think I have something. Just hold on. I do have something. Whoops. I wanted one of those pens out there behind my sewing machine that you erase off with heat. That's what I wanted, if you would go grab me one.
I don't know what you're talking
Never mind. Never mind. So this is what we're going to use. This is what I'm going to use. Never mind. Oh, yeah. And then I'm just going to sketch in what I think I want my tree to look like. And I want its branches to go up like this. Actually, let's see here. And if I get something I don't like in there, it's no big deal because we can fix it. Yep. I may have way too many branches on there, but there we go. I think that's kind of how I want my tree to look. Is it a crooked tree? Yeah, it's a crooked tree. But you know what? It's okay. It is okay. And now, I know that I want a tree. Absolutely 100% sure I want a tree. And I'm going to sketch him. Oh, absolutely. An old sheet is absolutely perfect, Jody. Perfect. That is a perfect thing to use for it. Perfect. Yeah, Amber, yeah, you know me. This is my life. This is as real as it gets. So I think I'm gonna use this brown. And this is like DMC floss. Had this for years. And I think I want to stitch in my tree. So I'm going to start stitching. I want to do my tree first. And a tree, to me, a tree is strong. Its roots grow deep and nourishment for Mother Earth. And I'm going to use 3 strands. And if you've never done any kind of embroidery or used any kind of floss like this before, it comes in 6 strands. And you can just pull it apart and separate your strands. Sometimes you need like 5 hands in order to do that. There we go. Just like that. And it comes apart. Well, can you see it? Yeah, you can see it. Okay. And I generally like using 3 strands. I like the look that it gives you when you stitch. And I'm going to use what is called, let's see if I have one in here. These are all mixed up. There's no rhyme or reason to, I have no idea what kind of needles these are. So let me find some that I can tell you what they are. I don't want a beading needle. I don't want a milliner's needle. I'm looking for a tapestry needle. I like using a tapestry needle. They have nice big eyes. That's a crewel needle. I have all kinds of needles, guys, because I love to do hand stitching. So I don't use a thimble a lot, but you can use thimble pads if you want to. Absolutely. That's a quilting needle. That is a applique needle. Here's some tapestry needles right here, and I'll show you what they look like. Make sure that that's what I want. Quilting needles. Here's a Chanel needle. Oh, I may use a Chanel needle. Okay. All right. So these, I'm pretty sure I got I know I got this one at Hobby Lobby. I'm pretty sure I got this one at Hobby Lobby too. This is a Chanel needle, and then these are tapestry needlepoint needles. And I like using them. A tapestry needlepoint needle doesn't have quite a sharp point, and these are 1822 size, and this one is, I don't think it says, maybe 20. It's a number 20, and they're not quite as sharp. These Chanel needles, they do have a little point on them. They do have a little point. But see, can you see the big eye? If I can get it turned right. I don't know if you can see it or not. But it has a much bigger eye, and it makes it much easier to thread. So I do like using them, and I do use them a lot. And I'm going to leave this pack out so I know where it goes. I have gotten smart and put them back in the same pack. I swear I'm going to make me a needle book. I threatened to make a needle book. So, and then I just like to take my thread, hold it against the shaft of your needle, wrap it around a few times, hold it, push your needle up through that. And you guys may know how to do this. I don't know. And then when you pull it, you have a nice knot on the end of it. Okay. So I'm going to layer my fabric down on here. And I am going to put a couple pins in it. I am going to pin. I hate pins. I could glue it. You can just, it takes just a little glue. Just a little. Not a lot. But I just want something to hold it in place while I'm stitching. All right. Just seeing if you, any more comments. Let me get settled in my chair. Yeah, you can use any kind of needle you want. You can use any kind of thread that you want. If you want to just use regular sewing machine thread, if you do fabric painting, just know that it's going to take you a long time to fill in if you're going to be doing any fill in, okay? Just the thinner the thread, the longer it's going to take you to fill it in. You can also use, and you will see me drag these out, you can also use yarn by all, ooh, and I may use some of this. I'm probably going to use some of this. I got this at Hobby Lobby on clearance sale, $3.49 when they were cleaning out, you know, all of the, we went from the hobby part of Hobby Lobby to, I don't know what their future, you know, what they think they're doing. But you can use yarns, you can use threads, you can use almost anything your heart desires, and any size needle your heart desires. You do not have to you don't have to use, you know, specific things. I'm not that kind of crafter, you know. So I may move you guys back over in front. So I think what I'm going to do is try and straighten this up for one, because I have a crooked tree. I think I want to back stitch. So to back stitch, come up through your fabric and go down. I always tend to make my stitches way too big. And then I have something caught in there. Get that out of the way. And then come up a little further. Hopefully you guys can see this. Come up just a little piece away from it. And then you're going to come back down right there. And that, my dear sweethearts, is a back stitch. And up and back through. And you can do it like, you can rock it. I don't tend to get my stitches, see how far apart? That is way too far apart. So the stab method works out very well for me. And the back of your piece is going to look, it's going to be messy. Mine are messy. Mine are always messy. So there we go. Let me move, I want to move you guys over here where I can get a little closer to my table and maybe where you can see just a little bit better. I may, let me see what I can do here. Let me move you guys over just a little bit. Yeah, wasn't that really pretty blue yarn? It was really pretty. Okay, I'm hitting you with my chair. Let me see if I can bring you down just a little bit. Bring you guys down. So sorry, it's wobbly. I know, I'm sorry. And then up. And then I'm gonna, ouch, and I poked myself. Ouch. Oh, and I was talking about trees. I love, love, love trees. And if my stitches get a little crooked, like that one's a little crooked, nah, I don't care. It does not bother me at all. And then I'm going to go down and then back up. And then down. And by all means, use the stab method if it's more comfortable for you. And the stab method, because see, I'm not getting right where I need to be and going up and coming down. Like this is the stab method. I keep getting myself off topic, don't I? And back down. And then up. And back down. So let me try this one more time and see if I get myself distracted again. So trees to me are a symbol of grounding, of being connected to our sweet Mother Earth. It's a symbol of stability, strength. That's why I love trees. I love trees, and they stand tall and strong, and they, even in the face of adversity, a tree, you know, when it comes a storm, a huge storm, and the winds are whipping and they're lashing around, that the mighty oaks in our front yard, just, they're sentinels. They're standing strong and mighty in the face of adversity. And things like, there are so many things in nature that can give us solace and comfort, and trees just, they do that for me. I love trees. I do. I love trees. And just talking about it kind of gives me chills because I love trees. And I hate it when we have to cut one down. We had to cut a couple of trees down here in our backyard. They had been struck by lightning and they were a hazard. So, you know, and it broke my heart to have to cut down a tree. So, but you know, it's part of nature and things happen. And like I said, they were a danger to the house. And it was just dangerous. So I draw trees all the time. And this is the first time I think I've actually drew one to stitch. So and y'all work on your journal page, like when you come in from work, if you feel like it, only if you feel like it. Check your stitches on the back. Yep. Only if you feel like it. You know, you don't have to wait till Wednesday night to work on your journal page. All right. So, and I would, whatever base fabric that you're going to be using, I would leave it just a little bit bigger while we're stitching, and I should have made me an outline around it, but it'll be okay. It will be fine. Oh no, because I'm stitching this down on a page. Never mind. Never mind. I'm going to tie this off. But yeah, feel free to work on your journal. Come in if you want to, if you feel like it, come in each day and try and sit down. Set a timer. Set a timer and do 15 minutes of stitching. That's all you have to do is 15 minutes of stitching. That's my little iron telling me it is, it's cutting itself off. I don't trust it though. That's why I unplug it and then I forget to unplug it. And and as you're stitching, focus in on your heart. What is your heart telling you that you need to heal? What is your heart whispering to you that that it needs, you know? I think if we tune into our hearts and our spirit and we listen, that we will discover some things about ourselves, you know, that and sometimes it's things that we don't want to face, that we don't we ignore and we push to the back, and that's not healthy. That's not healthy. And I add a disclaimer right here. I'm not a psychiatrist. I am not a therapist. Like I said, I'm just a spiritual person on a spiritual path. And I like to listen. I try to listen to my heart and listen to my soul and my spirit. And I always think of the soul and the spirit of kind of the same thing. I don't know. They're probably not, but I always think of them. I always list them individually, you know, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And but I think, well, probably they're one and the same. I'm not sure. I think my tree's going to be crooked. He's going to be a crooked tree. So Amber and Jody, what have you guys got planned for your journal? Do you want to talk about it, or do you want to, by all means, I know this is a public forum, so to speak, but you know, have you thought about your journal, what direction it's going to take? I'm just curious. I'm curious about what y'all think about where your heart is going to whisper, where your heart is going to take you. And you can by all means use a hoop. If you have a hoop, you can absolutely by all means use a hoop. You know what? Those are the best kinds though, Amber. Those are the best. You have, you will just let your creativity and your heart guide you into whatever direction it wants you to go. That's the beauty of this kind of creativity. You don't have to have a plan. You don't have to have anything in mind. You can just start putting thread down, fabric down. You can add paper. You can add snippets. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like I said, you don't even have to have a plan. I just knew that I wanted to use these and I wanted a tree. Actually, it's getting a little straighter, ain't it? Maybe. No, it's not. I know that I wanted a tree. I did know that. Oh, that's awesome. Awesome. I really hope you will enjoy it, Amber. I really do. I really do. I love it. I love it. It is therapeutic. And I sleep like a baby after I sit and stitch. I mean, I love sewing at my sewing machine. And, you know, I love my quilting. But this is relaxing. This is so relaxing. And be careful, don't pull your stitches too tight because you will pucker your fabric like I just did. There is something so amazingly relaxing about this. And there are tons and tons of videos out there that can show you the different stitches. I have my favorite stitches, which you'll see me use throughout this project. And that's what happens, isn't it? We find something that we really, really love, and then we just keep using those same things, and that's okay. I love the fly stitch. I love the back stitch. I love the chain stitch. And what in the world have we got going on here? It's all tangled up. There we go. No, absolutely. That's it exactly right there. This is a very freeing way of self-expression because there's no rules. None. Absolutely not. You have zero rules. You can do whatever you want to do. It's your piece of art. It's the expression of your heart. I can't hold on to that needle. And yes, it's so much more freeing. Like with the quilting is very, like, you have to you have to sew your perfect quarter. My quarter of an inches aren't perfect. I'll confess that right now. You have to sew a quarter of an inch, and you have to cut your fabrics out. Cut your pieces out as accurately as possible. Mine are never as accurately as possible, but I try. I do try. Oh, goodness. And, but yes, this form of creativity is so much more freeing, and it's amazing. I love it. I'm going to go ahead and tie this off right here, even though I only took a couple stitches, and then move. I could jump down to where I wanted to go, but I think I'm just going to tie off. And then, no, I was making sure I didn't go through the other side. And then I'm going to start coming here, and then we'll start filling in. Oh my gosh. No, 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 no. I still do my quilting. I've been quilting for, oh gosh, let's see, 30 years now. I've been quilting. It's not perfect, and I'm okay with it not being perfect. I want to split my trunk right about in here. I think that's where I want to split. I want to start up with another, I bet y'all can hear my husband's TV in there. He plays it loud enough that clear across Cabot can hear it. Yeah, I still love my quilting. I do. I still love my quilting, and I still, do it almost, I quilt every weekend. That's what I do on the weekends, is I work on my quilts on the weekend. This is what I do during the week after I get home from work. My job is so stressful, and this is what I like to come in and do, either this or some kind of paper crafting or something like that. But here lately, it's stitching. It's, I love to stitch. I love to sew. And whoops, sorry, I bumped the camera. Sorry, we got off to a rocky start, and now I keep it going. So, but yeah. And if you have beeswax, it really does help to run your thread through it. This thread's really good. It's not tangling like sewing thread. That back there, that tangles so easy. I get so aggravated with it. Are we, okay, we still got 10 more minutes. I was checking the time. I won't get this tree finished tonight, But y'all, like I said, you don't have to wait till next Wednesday to start. You can start anytime you want to. I almost opened up a Facebook group for us, and then I'm like, I don't know about that. I don't know. Because, then you have to keep up with it, because I've had Facebook groups before and you have to police it, and then, you need somebody to help admin it, and then it's a problem to get somebody to help you with it, blah, 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 blah. All of that good stuff. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. And if you are an Archie, have you heard about the snow that we're going to get? Have you heard? I can't wait. I love snow. So if you live here in Arkansas, looks like we have a potential winter storm. And see, I'm going to skip. I stopped here and I'm going to skip up to this branch so I can work my way down. And I want to bring that down to, I think, right here. I think that's where I want to bring this down. And, don't, what was I doing right there? I don't know what I thought I was going to do right there. And don't feel like you have to make complicated pieces. Use stamps. You can stamp on your fabric. Use paper on your fabric. I'm going to be doing some stamping. I'm going to be adding some paper, lace, ribbons, yarns, all kinds of stuff. And like I said, don't forget the thrift stores. Go by the thrift stores and absolutely look through clothing. And so don't forget about all of that. Not good. Oh, come on, Amber. Don't you rain on my parade. Oh my gosh. That's what I tell them at work. Everybody's like, no, no, no. And I'm like, quit raining on my parade. Oh gosh. Oh goodness. Yes, 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 my love. Yes. I don't per se watch the news. This world is in such turmoil. It's ridiculous. But I like to watch the weather because I want to know how I need to dress every day. Because I have noticed since living here that I'm not originally from here. Sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. I keep bumping it. I'm so sorry. I'm going to have to find a different camera setup. And I've noticed since I lived here that if I don't like the weather, it changes with the flip of a coin. We can have all 4 seasons in one day. Yep. And so I do. I watch the news mainly for the weather, so I know how I need to dress. And I moved into a new office area, and it doesn't matter what the weather is outside because they have it so they're running the air conditioning, and it is so stinking cold. I'm going to be wearing parkas and sweaters even in the middle of the summer when it's 125 degrees outside. So there we go. Oh, okay, honey. Thank you. Thank you. I just hate that I keep bumping it. I will figure out a different, I'll figure out something different for next week because I want y'all to be able to really see what I'm doing. Because if you're new to, this is embroidery. So if you're new to this, I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. And the stab and poke method works real well. That's what I call it, stabbing. Most people just call it the stab method, but it's stab and poke. Oh, gosh. And as I'm sitting here stitching this, I keep finding myself thinking about what am I going to create for February? I'm like, stop that, Liz. Stop it right now. Stop it. We're right here in the present. We are working on this right here, right now, in this present moment. I'm not worried about what's coming in February. I'm not worried about nothing. I'm thinking about placing this next stitch. I'm in the here and the now, and not what is happening in February. Yes. Yes, it is. It is so hard to stay in the here and the now, especially, we're running around and we're constantly having to think about what especially if you have young children and they play sports and it's hard, and it's retraining the brain. It really is. And sometimes the brain doesn't want to be retrained. It's happy in its chaotic state. Well, you know what, brain? I am not happy in this chaotic state. This is going to be a big stitch right here. This is probably going to be too big. But we're going to take it anyway. There we go. What y'all think? What you think about my tree so far? What you think? And we're not looking for perfection here. We are not looking for any shape, form, or fashion of perfection. So, all right, so I got right here. I think I probably need to tie off, and then I want to come up and do some branches, and then I want to do this one that goes out through here. Probably not going to get the tree finished tonight on camera, but I will work on this tomorrow night as I'm sitting in the living room with my dear sweet husband, and I will do some stitching tomorrow evening and finish the tree. There we go. All right. Thank you. You're so sweet. You're so sweet. Yes, you are. You're so sweet. I think I lost my knot. No, I didn't. It's still there. Okay. And now I think I want to come up here. My needle is almost unthreaded. There we go. And even though I drew me guidelines, I'm not actually really following the guidelines. And I'll just take some water on a Q-tip and get rid of the lines that I don't want on here anymore. Once I finish stitching my tree and figure out how I want it to look, that's what I'll go in and remove those extra lines because it's water soluble. Thank you guys for logging on and being with me tonight. I appreciate it. I really, really do. I'm so glad that you want to embark on this journey of stitching our heart whispers. And it really means a lot to me that you're interested in joining me in this journey. And it really does. It means a lot to me. Because I started my YouTube channel several months ago, but I really didn't do anything with it. I was like, meh, meh, meh. I don't know. Meh. I don't know. I don't know if I have the time, the energy to, to invest in it, and I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to do one up through here, not this line, but up through here. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I owned a business for a while, and it just got to where it was way too much. And worked my full-time job. Had both, a business and my full-time job. And it's just too much. And I'm like, but I really want to share my passion, and I want to connect with people. And sorry. When all else fails, use your mouth to hold your thread to pull it apart. It works. I have a knot. So I made so many friends. Amber was one of them when I had my business, and I have a knot right there, like a huge knot. I don't know how I got that knot in there. And I missed I miss people, which I'm around people every day at work. But anyway, I just miss the connection. Throw that away. Connecting with people on a spiritual level, I guess. And I was like, well, I could do a YouTube channel, and I quilted even when I had my shop and I worked a full-time job. I still found time to sit down and do some sewing. It wasn't a lot. I made this big, huge quilt that's on our bed. It's an Arkansas Crossroads quilt. I have to show you sometime. I found time to do that, even with all that going. And I'm like, my passion is fabric and threads and sewing. And I would like to share that with other people. And I'm like, well, who would want to watch my channel? There's 50,000 other people out there that do the same thing, that have a channel. And it's like, well, you never know. My son was like, you never know, Mom. Each person brings something unique to this world. So if you don't feel special, is that the right word? Know that you are special. You are unique, and there is no one out there in the world like you. You are one of a kind, and you are special, and you are worthy of love and respect. And yeah, just know that. I think somebody out there needed to hear that. One of you that are listening right now, or who will be listening, needed to hear that. So you are unique and special, and you deserve love and respect, and you deserve joy and happiness always. Always. Yes, absolutely, Amber. Absolutely. Yes. And yes, I am so excited. I invited y'all too. I'm so excited. Hi, Valerie. Hi. Oh gosh, I have went over the time, y'all. I have went over the time. If y'all don't mind, I want to stitch just a little bit more since Valerie just got here. And Valerie, go back and watch the replay and excuse the shaky camera because I hit it like 50 times. So I apologize. I will come up with a better way to film. Ouch. It really didn't hurt. I just, had to be dramatic. But and Amber, yes, absolutely. By doing the YouTube channel, it does allow me to connect with each and every one of you, and for us to embark on a journey together and see where it takes us. See where it takes us. I kind of need to put something right here, and then I think so. I think I'm gonna come maybe right in here and add another branch because it looks kind of lopsided, because I think I'm gonna go out that way. I'm not sure. Let's see here. Because I really think that I want to put these little guys, and I have to be aware that I'm going to be trimming this down. I'm going to be trimming it down. And maybe these little guys that go down here in this corner like that. Like that. And then there'll be buttons or something that'll go along with it. There we go. So I'm not going to keep you guys on here too much longer. I'm fixing to log off for the night. I'm so thankful that each and every one of you joined me. And I hope that you find this relaxing and that you listen to your heart whispers, and that healing comes to you. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. That's what I wanted to say. So you guys have a fantastic night. Enjoy the rest of your week. And if you live in the path of these winter storms that's coming through, you be careful, you be safe out there. And I will see y'all on live. Whoops, almost hit it again. Next week. I'll see y'all next week, Monday night, for our Stitch and Chat, and Wednesday for our Heart Whispers journal, fabric journal. I'll see you then. And of course, Friday night is the pre-recorded quilt along. 7 p.m. is when the video loads, and those are pre-recorded. Anyway, good night, my friends. I love each and every one of you. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening and a great rest of your week. Bye for now.